So yesterday, the Sun newspaper interviewed Keir Starmer, most probably the next Prime Minister of this country, and these are the questions they decided to ask him.
What is your favourite crisp flavour?
Salt and vinegar.
Curry order.
Well, I'm vegetarian.
Right, but they
So chana masala, vegetable curry.
What's the worst date you've ever went on?
Oh, come on, Harry, I'm not going to reveal that on your programme.
How much was a pint of milk?
Pint of milk, about £1.10.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't.
What's your weirdest habit? These are all weirdest questions.
Weirdest habit? Oh, I don't know what my weirdest habit is.
Was it wrong for Nike to change the cross of St George on the back of the New England kit?
Yeah, I think it was.
Anthony asks, does the Keir Starmer still believe that men have cervixes and women have testicles? Are trans women women?
This sums up our country perfectly. This sums up, you get most likely the next Prime Minister of this country on for an interview, and these are the questions. These questions are from Sun readers. These are the burning questions that they want to ask, most likely, our next Prime Minister. I didn't hear anything about the explosive homeless population in this country, the insane amount of food banks and child poverty and NHS waiting lists and utility bills and government debt and the dire poverty that we see in this country every single day, the failing public services, the potholes in our streets, our failing infrastructure. Nothing. That was not covered at all. This is what you ask, most likely the next Prime Minister of this country. Now, Sun, owned by Rupert Murdoch, Talk TV, also owned by Rupert Murdoch, their take from this interview, their post that they put on YouTube, the most important thing that they took from that interview that they wanted to share with their viewers was this. Now, I'm being a little bit harsh. That was a few clips from that interview. They did talk about pensions. They talked about Brexit.
You ultimately tried to put it to another vote, having said you'd respect the result. Can you understand how that looks to our readers and why they don't trust you on Brexit?
Well, look, on Brexit, I think we have to cast our minds back. The country was completely divided. We had, 3 years of arguments, of different positions. The Tory party was divided, my party was divided, the country was divided, and we were all trying to find a way forward. What I did do was we voted through the Brexit deal after the last general election. Now, I did that because I thought it was the only way for the country to move forward. I still think we could get a better deal. I think we should be able to trade more freely with Europe. I think that we should have a closer defence and security set of arrangements with Europe. But I've completely accepted the result. I've voted for the Brexit deal, and we need to look forward and certainly not look back. I don't think anybody wants to go back to that period of division.
But so on the key fundamentals, free movement, yes or no?
No.
Customs union?
No.
Some of your front benchers are a bit wobbly on that when you ask them privately. They think that there's a
They're not when I ask them.
single market.
No.
So
you can't
it's
go
all
back
kaput.
into those institutions.
Does that hurt you?
Now, this is where British politics just becomes a complete facade. Because of the first past the post voting system that we have, he's addressing Sun readers right now. He has to win their votes over, so he has to say the right things. But we know that Keir Starmer voted to stay in the EU, wants closer ties, he wants the customs union. Of course he does. It makes perfect sense, business sense, to boost the economy, to go back into the customs union. But he has to say the right things to the Sun reading audience. And this is why first past the post is just such a ridiculous voting system. If we had a PR voting system, every party could just come out with what they truly believe in. But Starmer, to get in power, he has to get those Sun votes. He has to. That's the way our voting system works. He has to appeal to Sun readers and get them over. But that's why we have political parties that just lie and don't truly say what they believe in. When it comes to Brexit, I would just love his honest opinion. I know what his honest opinion is. His honest opinion is, look, the Brexit vote was so close, 48% to 52%. Let's have a Brexit deal that represents that closeness. We won't go fully back into the EU, but let's go back into the customs union. That boosts our economy, that sorts out business, but it doesn't tie us in to freedom of movement, which so many Sun readers and so many people in this country, that was what they were obsessed with, was immigration, wasn't it? Free movement. That was the main reason, one of the main reasons they voted for Brexit. That is a fair compromise. That is a fair compromise. We look after business by staying in the customs union, but we stay out of the single market so we don't have freedom of movement. That is a fair democratic. I'm all about democracy, people. You may not think this, but I am. Okay, a certain amount of people don't want freedom of movement. They voted for that, so we should respect that. But there's no reason to not be in the customs union and look after business unless you're a Jacob Rees-Mogg that's obsessed with Singapore on the Thames and free ports and all this low tax for the rich nonsense.
Talking of elections and trust, most of our readers, this came up a lot from our readers, they remember you standing next to your friend, Jeremy Corbyn, in 2019. You said this: "I'm 100% behind Jeremy Corbyn. I am working with Jeremy Corbyn to try and win the next general election. I think that's critical." When you told some readers to vote for Jeremy Corbyn, did you mean it?
I didn't think we'd win the 2019 election.
So you didn't mean it?
I didn't think we would win. I didn't think we were
So you
ready.
can see-
And now, hear me out, Harry. Now we're at the stage we are in 2024, and I can see what it means to be ready for an election and ready for government. I see even more clearly how we weren't ready in 2019.
But you stood in front of the voters and said that
I was
it's critical.
standing for an election as a Labour candidate, just as every Tory was standing supporting Boris Johnson, whether they actually support him or not, and just as they will stand and support Rishi Sunak into this election, whether or not they actually support him.
So he supported Jeremy Corbyn because he didn't think Labour were going to win. Again, this is more of the facade, where I know where his true feelings are. If he was open and honest, he would come out and say, look, maybe I don't agree with Jeremy Corbyn 100%, but I think the Jeremy Corbyn Labour Party that were going to the polls in 2019 was a damn sight better than Boris Johnson that we got. That's his honest opinion, but again, first past the post, he has to appeal to certain voters in certain areas and certain Sun readers. If we had a proportional representation voting system where everyone votes across the country for the party they want and that percentage wins, he would just be open and honest about his opinions, but he has to appeal to those seats that he needs to win, and that's why it's just so fake. And this is why I struggle, really struggle just with any politician that's interviewed, because they can't be open and honest in the voting system that we have in this country. He has to appeal to the people that he wants. Because what would happen if he came out and said, I'm for the customs union and I supported Jeremy Corbyn at the time because I thought he would have been a damn sight better than the Boris Johnson that we got? It would be very popular on massive percentage of this country. He would be very popular with those opinions, but the seats that he needs to win in the red wall would not be happy with him. That's the voting system that we have, and it's an absolute joke. Ah, dear. If you enjoyed the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video. You can check that out as well. Till next time, take care.